Hello children, welcome back to our English grammar class, and in today's session we are going to see the comparison of adjectives, the third rule. Yes, already we saw the two rules, how to change or how to compare an adjective in a sentence. Do you remember that? What are the first two rules? The first rule is we can add er while we are comparing two things, and we can add est to the adjective word while we are comparing more than two things. So this is our first rule, that is adding er and est. And what is the second rule? The second rule is adding more or most. In the same way, less or least to the adjective word while we making comparisons. Right? So these are the two rules. Now coming to the third rule. So what is the third rule? How it is different from others? It is very different that some adjectives change their form completely while making comparisons. Yes. So in our first two rules, we just add er or est or more or most or less or least to the adjective words. But here the adjective words totally changes from the positive to the two things comparing or the more than two things comparing. So they totally change. Okay, ma? So what they have said, they change their form completely. So, while comparing to the first two rules, this is totally different because the adjective words changes the first form to second form and then it changes to the third form. So, is it clear? So, there are some words which changes totally. So, what are that words? For example, we can take good. So, good is an adjective word, right? So, good, and while we are comparing two things, it changes into what? Better. Okay? Good, better. And while we making comparison of three things, then it changes into best. So, see here, the first word is good, right? While making comparison, it changes into what? Better. And while we are making comparison with three objects, then it totally changes into best. So, this is a third rule, that our adjectives changes completely. And we will see another example too. For example, good and opposite for good is bad, right? So bad, it is an adjective word. While we compare, it changes into worse, right? Worse. And while we are comparing it, it changes into worst. So there is a difference between worse and worst. So in basic form we have what? Bad, and it changes into worse, and then again it changes into worst. So again see here, the adjectives totally changes in comparison. So see the example given here, it makes you more clear, right? So what is the first sentence given here? This is a dash story. So now we are going to add an adjective to it. So what adjective? We can take good. Okay? So this is a good story. Here we are not making any comparison. Just saying a story that this is a good story. This is a positive form. Okay? So what will be the answer? This is a good story. Okay? This is a good story. Now coming to the second sentence. So what is the second sentence given here? The story that I read yesterday. So you have to pronounce it as read because here it is given in the past form. So both for past form as well as the present form, spelling is same but pronunciation differs. Okay. So here you have to read it as read. Okay. The story that I read yesterday is dash then this one. So here we are making comparison between the story, the present story with the past story that I read yesterday. So here we are making comparison between two stories, right? So when we are making comparison between two stories, then be changes into better. What? Better. Okay? While we are comparing two things, it changes into better. And the third, the story in this book is the dash of all. So see the keyword here. Here we are making comparison with all the stories, right? So it is more than two stories because we are comparing with all the stories. So it is a third form. So we have to change good, better, and what may be the answer to it? It is very simple. It is best. So this is the best of all. We are saying this one is the best of all. So some adjectives change their form completely. This is one of the example for it. See here, in first sentence we have the adjective word good. And in second sentence we are comparing two stories. So it changes completely into better. And in third sentence we are comparing more than two stories. Okay, so it changes again into as best. So here I have written an exercise in which you have to fill in the blanks using good, better and best. So will you answer to me? See here, what is the first sentence given here? Deena is a dash singer. Okay, I read the sentence completely and we will work out it. Okay, Deena is a dash singer. Dinesh is a dash singer than Deena, and Sid is the dash singer of the three. So here you have to identify to which sentence we have to write good, and for which we have to write better, and for which we have to write best. Okay, so see the first sentence, Deena is a dash singer. Here, whether we are making any comparison? No, because we have only one noun. That is only one naming person, that is Deena. So, Deena is a dash singer. So, for that, the answer is what? Good. Okay, the answer is good. So, Deena is a good singer. So, now coming to the second sentence. What is the second sentence? Dinesh is a dash singer than Deena. Dinesh is a dash singer than Deena. Now, we are making comparison between two persons. One is Dinesh and the other one is whom? Deena. So, it is a second form. So, here we have to write what? We have to write better. Okay? We have to write better. So, Dinesh is a better singer than Deena. So, now coming to the next sentence, Sid is the dash singer of the three. So, here we are making comparison more than two. Whom? Dinesh, Deena and Sid. So, of the three, who is the best? Sid is the best. So, Sid is the best singer of all the three. Okay? So, we will see another sentence. See here, my new book has many dash stories. Okay, this is a sentence. But my old book had dash stories. This is another sentence. However, your book has the dash stories. Again, here you have to fill good, better and best. Okay, so see the first sentence. My new book has many dash stories. So here we are not making any comparison. We are just saying that my new book has many stories. So, it is a normal sentence. So, for that, the answer is many good stories. Because here we are not making any comparison, right? So, next see the next sentence by. My old book had dash stories. So, here we are making the comparison between two books. What are they? One is a new book and the other one is the old book. So we are making comparison between the two books, right? So while we are making comparison between two books, here what may be the answer? The answer is better. Okay? The answer is better. Now coming to the last sentence. However, your book has the dash stories. So here we are comparing all the books. Okay, we are comparing all the books. So when we are making a comparison more than 2, then the answer is best. However, you has the best stories. So in this session, we have learnt the third rule of comparison of adjectives. What is that? Some of the adjectives change their form completely while we are making the comparisons. So, for example, we have good, better, best, bad, worse, worse. So, to that we have seen 2 examples too. Okay? So, I hope this session will be clear to you, and in our next session we will learn another interesting topic. Until then, be safe, be happy always.